Yo, you there?
Smoke weed every day.
Creep with me as I crawl through the hood.
Paranormal hood. Paranormal. 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 Paranormal.
Creep with me.
Paranormal.
Creep with me. Creep with me.
Paranormal hood.
Creep with me. Creep with me.
Paranormal hood.
Creep with me. Creep with me. Creep with me.
Welcome to
Paranormal Hunt.
Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this?
Paranormal hood.
You're feeling lucky, duck, then press your luck.
Creep with me as I crawl through the hood.
Me, a paranormal voice off the hood.
Creep with me as I crawl through the hood.
Jiggy on the hoodie.
Creep with me as I crawl through the hood.
You're listening to Paranormal Hood Live Radio with the sound of DJ Ron Ransom. Paranormal Hood.
This is Paranormal Hood. Jiggy on the hoodie. Ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Creep with me as I crawl through the hood.
Paranormal, baby. Here's how we doing it. Paranormal Hood.
Paranormal Hunt.
Welcome to
Paranormal Hood.
Smoke weed every day.
Keeping it on lockdown. All world is in the building.
Welcome to my hood.
ain't nothing
normal.
You can take a walk in my hood.
Where
Everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. Bitches got it dirty, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be a model. If you really try to run, step into the
Buckle up, I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4 5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Tasting color, seeing sound with a crystalline. Turning nothing into something when we out the minds. Vandalizing lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots of this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah.
Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. Bitches got it dirty, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be a model. If you really try to run, step into the
Yeah, I gotta hold on to this feeling. I be seeing visions through the folds of the prism. Projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar is not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood, showing what's really good. The feeling is understood. We know just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings moving, watch reality explode. We are not alone. If you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah.
welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a
I don't know what happened to Jiggy. We lost Jiggy. That means we lost the music. What's good, everybody? Smoking here. We'll give Jiggy a minute to do whatever he's doing. He's popped out for some reason. So what's good, everybody? How y'all doing? Thank you for the nice kind words of my new Jeep. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's not just any Jeep. It's an electric Jeep. It's a hybrid. It's a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. It has a 2-liter turbo gas engine, and then it has 17.5 kilowatt battery. So it's pretty fucking sweet, though. Get over 400 miles on a tank of gas and electric and shit. It's fucking crazy. It's the second most powerful Jeep. The only Jeep more powerful in it, Jeep Wrangler, is the new Wrangler 392 with the 392 Hemi in it. This shit has 375 horsepower, 470 foot-pounds of torque in a goddamn Jeep Wrangler. Not even the diesel Wrangler has that. It's pretty sweet. Can't wait until the snow gets here tomorrow night. Make sure my battery's all charged up. It's cool, though, because it charges while you're driving and stuff. I believe
you people.
Oh, Diggy's back.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
What's Hood Hoodies? Welcome to Thursday night. This is Paranormal Hood Live, now known as the Fact Seekers Show, aka hashtag Praise the Facts. I am your host, Jiggy.
I'm Smoking.
As you can see tonight, we're in separate locations. As for safety reasons, the aliens are constantly trying to find where we are.
I'm hiding from Mothman. because all these Mothman sightings got me spooked. So I'm hiding out in a secret location where Mothman can't fucking find me.
Yeah.
Goddamn that Mothman.
Again, 1 million cameras, 1 million home cameras. You know, if it's a shooting star, if it's anything, it's a fucking a takeoff from SpaceX or whatever the fuck it is. For some reason, all that shit gets captured on video. But Mothman, which is used in all these other things, Bigfoot and everything else, no one seems to be able to get any clear
Nobody's
fucking
seen 'em.
video. No clear video, no clear pictures, nothing. Not by accident. No one's like, well, look at this incredible footage in my backyard as me and my family were on vacation. And we saw this 7-foot bipedal creature running through our backyard doing things. And look at this clear video, folks. This can't even be hoax. We weren't even here. This was recorded by our security company. Some shit like that. What the fuck?
Yep. I mean, fucking millions of Ring doorbells out there now.
That's what I'm saying,
Recording
dude.
shit all the fucking time, dude.
It records everything.
No fucking Mothman anywhere.
But not even just Ring, just cameras everywhere, period.
Everywhere.
Buildings. You know, you have these
Cameras,
skyscrapers, everything. Skyscrapers have fucking video cameras everywhere.
But that's why I was saying Ring, because Ring just fucking like quadrupled fucking 10 times more fucking cameras everywhere than there was before.
Do you know the dude that bought our Ring too? He was on Shark Tank. He got denied on Shark Tank. And now look at that motherfucker. Some shits is everywhere. But no, he can't capture a ghost. He can't capture
blue avians, blue alien chicken fucking birds from space. That shit is fake as hell. Mothman, though, that's real.
It's all real. You didn't know? We're the ones out of the loop. We're the ones that don't know that it's all real.
We got no evidence that blue avians are real, so they're fake. But we got no evidence that Mothman's real.
Those Pleiadians are real, though. Okay? That shit's real. Pleiadians, Arcturians, Insectoids. The Biavians, motherfucker. Oh, they are real. Riley Martin had sex with Biavians. Let's see. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Give me a second. Johnny, I got some crazy shit to tell you. I wish I could tell everybody. I just don't even know how to. It's not good news or bad. It's some crazy shit that's happened to me today that I just never thought would happen in my lifetime, but it turned out great and for what it was.
Me too. I got a fucking brand new Jeep fucking Wrangler.
Yeah, no, I wish that. Wait till I tell you. You'll be like, "What the fuck?" Like, yeah, okay. It's one of those days. Yeah, it's one of those days. Let's see. What's up, Automine? What's up, Jelly Beans? It's on the side. Freebird, good to see you, brother. KB, always a pleasure. Drew J, good to see you, my brother. Did I get everybody? What's up, Robin? Good to see you. You already know how it goes. You just mad because your ass is old. What's up, Raphael? Good to see you, my brother. All right, I think that's it. Thank you to all you folks, too, who I don't have to fucking every week put up a stupid fucking flyer or whatever. And y'all have your shit set to know when the show's on. So we appreciate you folks who just come generically because you want to be here. You know what I mean? No big deal. I just put up the flyer sometimes just to give people a heads up, but really, you see how I do them. It's not like it's anything fucking special. It's just to let y'all know we be here.
Yeah, so if you want to improve the flyers, send your PayPal donations and the Patreons and everything now, and we're gonna hire somebody, some graphic designer and stuff, and we're gonna have them do flyers and stuff every week now here on the Fact Seeker Show. Praise.
Yeah, you guys can see some crazy fucking thumbnails, and they'll do crazy flyers, and they'll have advertisement like commercials and shit on TikTok.
That's how you know that we got the facts, is because, we got the best, thumbnails and flyers and everything else. And we got cool green screen graphics going on and behind us and everything like that. I mean, yeah, that stuff is all required in order to tell the facts.
I mean, look at those graphics behind me on that green screen.
Look at
you see those graphics? Huh? You know how much money I had to pay to get that shit done? Yeah, okay. Dude, the green screen itself is like $20 for the fucking piece of fucking material.
No, it's $2,000. It was $2,000, man. We got to keep the lights on. I need a new camera.
This expensive $100 camera in front of me. You know
I
what I
need a
mean?
new
Like,
green screen and microphones and stuff. Send in new donations, everybody.
no, but what we do is we
Tomorrow's
recycle.
Friday. I expect to see a whole lot of donations coming in tomorrow. I quit my job so that I can do this and tell you guys the truth every week. I just told you Mothman is real. Blue avians? No. Mothman? Yes.
Chupacabra?
Donations,
Yes.
everybody.
Dude, we recycle shit. Like literally, if you look to my right, if I pan this camera to the right, all this equipment is the original equipment that we started the show with. Like literally, the soundboard.
You buy new equipment because you're in a different place and shit.
Dude, we have a whole nother set, the middle set, the one in between. Remember the one we used before we got the big board? We have all. It's like
You could set up 3 locations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're branching out now thanks to your donations, everybody.
Yep. We're going to have a roaming reporter who's going to travel the world and give you the paranormal news. And all thanks to you. Oh, it is what it is. It gets funnier and funnier. Like Jack Burton said, the check is in the mail. That's Big Trouble in Little China, right? I love that. That's one of those movies you hope if they ever remake it that they do it right. Like you shouldn't remake it, but if you did, you'd have to try to match that movie, and that'd be hard to do. That was a great movie.
Can't be done.
Yeah, some things you just can't, fuck with. Oh,
you can't because they'd put in some like cool CGI graphics that would look fucking, it would probably look really dope, but that takes away from the whole thing of the fucking cheesy ass shit that they had for that movie and everything. You know what I mean? That's what made that movie.
Exactly. Absolutely, I agree. I mean, that's what made all those movies back then. Like compared to CGI is awesome. I'll give CGI a lot of credit because they're able to, do things that you just can't do, especially when it comes to like the superhero movies and monster movies and stuff. Like Godzilla looks and sounds awesome. Looks and sounds awesome. They just can't write a good fucking Godzilla script. I've not been impressed with any of them personally. And I'm mad that they still haven't put Gamera in any of the fucking movies. But when you see it visually, it's stunning. But when you go back to the old school and monsters and how these people took hours and stuff to create costumes and masks and makeup and stuff, it's pretty fucking impressive still. You're working with minimal stuff, even doing science fiction movies and shit back then with string and crazy camera angles and things the tricks that they use to make those things look authentic and make them look as good as they did. At the time, we didn't know no better. I mean, you go back and watch some shit now, you'd be like, oh, that's cheesy as fuck. Like, whoa. But you're like, back then, you didn't give a fuck. You got to watch it, shit. These motherfuckers don't have any idea how lucky they are. The looks, the sound, everything is so digital and so new age and incredibly stunning and shit. And back in the day, they were still, you were like, it looks good. I just enjoyed myself. Fuck it. What's up, Six Drops? Yeah, remakes do technically fall short, but I mean that's also because of our expectations out of mind. You know what I mean? We obviously, as people have seen like the originals of some things, your expectations aren't going to be met in most cases. For a new A, they try to recreate it for new A. I don't know how that goes either. How much people really get into old school shit. They were trying to get The Rock to do a remake of it. Interesting.
To do a remake of what?
Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah.
What? Nah, I don't know.
Because then it's just going to be him throwing people around and shit. Like you're in the middle, like that was the whole thing. Like Jack Burton fought, but like he wasn't like a fucking martial artist. The Rock would just be picking people up and tossing them around and shit, and it'd be big crazy fight scenes involving him and blah blah blah. Yeah. They wanted that dude to do everything.
There's not many movies that like they've ever. I can't even think of any off the top of my head that was a good remake.
A good remake. Man on Fire is a great remake because that's a remake of a movie. Not Silence of the Lambs. Actually, what's the other one? It's Red Something is a remake because it was 2 versions of that movie too as well. There were a couple remakes that were actually on point.
There's a few, but there's like so few and far between, man. They just fuck them up.
Yeah. Jack Burton was the sidekick in that movie. They already remade. Top Gun is already remade. Six Drops. That should be dropping soon. Yeah. That should actually. I don't know if it's either already came out or should be coming out. They definitely already finished that movie. All it is you're just going to see. I imagine that it's him later. He's a teacher now, probably a teacher at the school and teaching these people how to fight. And then something happens and he's got to go join the fight. Blah blah blah. You could pretty much write that script yourself. I thought the 21 Jump Street movie was dumb, plumb dumb.
Yeah, and those are stupid remakes. There's some good parts to it and shit, but other than that, it was nothing like. Yeah, they weren't that good.
Well, I mean, the first one wasn't a comedy. I mean, the original wasn't a comedy anyway. So they turn everything into a comedy. No matter what it is, they'll try to turn it into a comedy. They'll take Dallas and Dynasty and they'll be like comedies and shit. That's just what they do.
Yeah, like they just took fucking Fresh Prince and it's fucking like a serious drama now.
War of the Worlds? Nah, I don't know. I think that movie was the movie was cool. The effects of the movie, I think, but like the whole, like the son in the movie, like why would you write the son to be such a fucking annoying prick at the fucking end of pretty much what you think is the end of the world and shit? and then, of course, if you've seen War of the Worlds, right? With Tom Cruise. So did you ever dig the end of it where they end up?
Huh?
Do you know where they end up in the end? In the very end, when he sees
it's been so long since
it's Boston. It's fucking like Back Bay and shit. And if you watch the movie, the funny thing about it, where he comes, all of a sudden the sun is there, but it looks like nothing happened in the fucking Back Bay. Like it was the only place that survived, where the rich people live and shit in Boston. He run the fucking sun survives. Okay, yeah, all right. That fucking idiot. Yeah, that movie was just it was overdone. Let's see. Yeah, I enjoy War of the Worlds except for the acting and shit and just overdone shit. But it was cool enough. They actually, if you've ever checked it out on I think it's Showtime, if that even exists, whatever channel it is, they have a War of the Worlds series that I actually watched. I don't even know, I don't think season 2 has come out yet. But season 1 was interesting because of their perception of what the aliens and stuff were is completely different than the movie we all know and stuff, in the Orson Welles kind of version of it. It's more of a modern version. And if you ever watched it, it's kind of interesting too, because those fucking Boston Dynamic dogs, those are pretty much what the aliens use as like scouts and shit. They look just like the Boston Dynamic fucking autonomous dogs that they have, whatever. They should remake movies that bombed and try to fix them. I mean, you could do that, I guess. Like, what movie would you think that bombed that you would want to see them try to remake, though? Don't say Geely. I'm trying to think what movie that I saw that like bombed that should we. I don't know. I have to think heavily about that one. Because some movies that bomb in the box office and bomb in most people's eyes still do well. They still become like cult classics and shit. I agree, Deb. That's exactly what it is. Like Tom Cruise in the movies, like, the whole family dynamic was just weird. And it's like, yeah, your father was a fuck up, but he's pretty much saving your life right now. Shut the fuck up and listen to what the man says so you can survive. The son should have died, though. That's the one part of that movie, too. I'm like, why the fuck is the son alive? That was just dumb. But whatever. They wanted to have a happy ending. I mean, shit, they got Morgan Freeman to narrate it. Ishtar. What's the early movie that Eddie Murphy's in? That's not Ishtar. It's something. The fuck is it called? There's one movie they should remake. I forgot what the fuck. I think it's him and what the fuck is the guy's name? Martin Short, maybe?
Eddie Murphy was in a movie with Martin Short.
I think. Hold on, I'm trying to think of who was it, or maybe it was Pauly Short. No, hold on. Now I gotta look this up. Because there was one early movie. He was like in the military, I believe, and shit. And I believe that movie bombed quickly. It was, but what, like amongst all his good movies, it was one of those movies that didn't do well. La 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 la. Hey, this dude's got so many fucking movies. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not used. No, I know he was in a movie. He was fucking. I actually never saw Mr. Church. Some of these movies I've never seen. I can't find it.
Colton Child, I can't remake that.
No.
Not
at all.
Everything everybody's playing. Trading Places? No, that's a great movie.
That is a great movie.
That's like one of the best movies ever.
No, they're in love.
I have no legs. I have no.
Is it? Yeah, it's Best Defense. Thank you. How come I couldn't find it when I looked it up? That's how bad the movie was. Yeah, it's Eddie Murphy. It's Dudley Moore. That's who it is. Not Martin Short. Dudley Moore. 1984. If for some reason it didn't show up in his fucking bio, but I knew he had a fucking. I wasn't crazy. Yeah, remake that. There you go. They just need a young Eddie Murphy. I'm trying to think if I even know any young comedians. Not really. Shit, and Coming to America too. I guess the kid that plays his son is a comedian. I don't know who the fuck that kid is. There were 2 people missing from Coming to America too, from the original cast, other than people who passed away, obviously. Well, 3 actually. They wasn't never gonna get Sam Jackson. That would have been funny as shit though. Like if Sam Jackson, did you see Coming to America too?
Yeah, dude.
Like if he would have been the African and shit and been robbing the African McDonald's or some shit.
That would have been good. That would have been good.
Oh, you again. And they didn't have the sister and they didn't have Mr. Soulglow. Everybody else, rest in peace, Louis Anderson. He was
Louis Anderson. I was just gonna say they even had Louis Anderson, and now rest in peace, Louis Anderson.
He just told how he got the part. So basically, he said that he was out somewhere, and Eddie came in with like an entourage of people, and that he basically just went to the waiter and was like, don't tell him, till the end until I'm gone, but I want to cover his tab. So he paid for the tab. And Eddie, I guess, called him like, you're like the first person to ever think of doing some shit like that for me, And Louis like, yeah, I figure everybody does that shit. He's like, nah, you're the first person to do that for me. I'm actually working on this little movie called Coming to America, and I'd love to, create a part for you in the movie. He's like, word, okay. So that's why I was
pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah. He knew what he was doing. Shit, if I could buy Eddie Murphy dinner, I'd buy him dinner. Shit, can I get a part in the movie? I don't know about his whole entourage, so I can imagine what that tab is, especially back then, too. Eddie in the fucking height of his career. My uncle did some of the tour work with him and shit in the New England area and stuff, so they said Eddie was the man back in the day. Still the man. Still want him I just want him to fucking do some real comedy. Just drop all that shit and just go back and do some fucking filthy-ass comedy. Because you know that motherfucker done seen some shit all these years.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
Millions of stories. You probably didn't want to tell him, though. The Italian Job, a good remake. I hear you, Drew. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you start a lot of movies people don't even realize are remakes.
Remakes, too. That's the other thing, too. Yeah, that's true. There's so many movies that it's. What's an original movie? I should have said earlier.
Nothing. A Star Is Born has been done like 5 fucking times.
At least.
That's one of those movies that a lot of people didn't know. Like there was
What's
a remake of a remake
that
of a remake.
Just shot in Boston here like last winter or the winter before. What, a Little Women or some shit like that?
Oh yeah, the Women of Paisley Place or whatever. Yeah,
something like that, dude. They've made that I don't know how many different freaking times.
Yep. I guess it's the idea too that some of that like Little Women, the literature behind it, the book is been something that I believe it was like reading you had to read or some shit too. So some of those things kind of carry because they want to keep that history going of certain shit too, though. I'll tell you what remake I didn't like. In my two favorite films of all time, they match The Five Heartbeats and Tora Tora Tora, which is it's a war movie.
Yeah,
and they remade Pearl Harbor and all that shit. I didn't like the remake. The remake was too pretty. It was so CGI'd and so 4K vivid that it lost the grittiness and the grit, like that thing of like old war movies. Like the way they used to film old war movies, you almost felt like you were in the moment. Where new war movies, you look like you're just watching some outrageous shit. You know, these planes and everything can do everything now because of CGI. So it takes away from the grit of movies like that. Like Westerns and stuff like that. Like if you see a good Western, do you really want to watch it in some crazy 4K? It doesn't make it look like a Western. It makes it look like a modern day, like you're watching a play or something.
Oh, you know what's really nice? Having a 4K backup cam. I realized that the cam in the Wranglers, it's 4K, where the other camera and in the Overland and the wife's Grand Cherokee it's probably only like 720. Like this shit is crystal fucking clear on the fucking Jeep. I'm gonna have them add in the forward facing cam too, the trail cam. So when you're on the trails, you can turn it on so you can see both the front and the back cameras. You can have them on the screen and shit like that, so you can see all the rocks and stuff. So it's easy to traverse shit if you don't have somebody out there fucking on the radio guiding you or whatever.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Well, both versions of Pearl Harbor, like the newer ones, like the one with Ben Affleck and stuff, like half the fucking movie was a love movie.
They made a fucking remake of Princess Bride. When the fuck did they do that? I didn't even fucking know they did that.
Me either.
Yeah, I'll look that shit up.
Nothing surprises me anymore. They'll be doing the Never-Ending Story, I'm sure, soon. Shit like that. We'll just do it all. Can't write anything new. What's new? What are you going to write about? A new kind of alien? A new kind of mythical creature or something? Look at all the fucking movies and shit. Look at all the bad guys, like all the alien-looking creatures and shit. They all kind of look the same.
It had one of the Jonas fucking brothers in it. Oh god, that's gonna be horrible.
Wow.
What the fuck? Oh man. I was on like Quibi or some shit like that. And a chapter every day on Quibi. What the fuck?
Where do you see this at? I don't even see the show.
So that shit even good? Isn't that like gone? That's gonna be the worst fucking remake ever. Fucking one of the Jonas Brothers plays fucking the Dread Pirates.
I guess.
No.
Oh, you looked it up?
Yeah, I did. I looked it up, dude. It's real. There's a Jonas brother playing. Dude, plays Wesley.
Hey.
How the fuck is... That's got to be the most... No wonder why nobody's ever heard about it. Wow, that's bad.
Motherfuck him in, John Wayne. As Public Enemy would say. They just rebooted the Fraggle Rock. Oh, you're talking about Fraggle Rock, and they changed the theme song. I guess. On the most, I'm trying to remember the Fraggle. No, that's the Fraggle Rock song.
Something down in Fraggle Rock.
It was just in my head and it popped out.
Fucking, I can't remember all the fucking words. I haven't seen Fraggle Rock forever. Probably, I think I watched it a little bit when he was like a baby and stuff, like 2 years old. So that was like 5 years ago. That was probably the last time I saw it. I like watched it on YouTube or some shit.
Yeah, no, I can't remember the last time I seen any of that shit. It's been a minute. Even I'm over here being nostalgic, eating Whoppers.
Shit.
Let the music play. I'd have to listen to it. It was in my head for like 2 seconds and it jumped out.
The fuck was the dog's name? I can't remember the dog's name.
What?
Fraggle Rock.
I don't remember none of the names.
I can't remember.
I'll remember movies before I remember most of the TV shit.
I'm just thinking about this 18 inches of snow and how fun it's going to be to fucking drive through in my Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the Wrangler out for a while and stuff, and when I kill the battery on that, I'll bring it back and I'll charge it up, and I'll take the Overland out for a while.
Wait, why does the battery die though?
What do you mean? Why does the battery die, dude? It's a battery.
But it's a brand new truck. Why would the battery die?
It's only they rate it Jeep Stellantis, you know, the owner of them, but Jeep it's only rated for 22 miles on battery alone. But most people, everything that I've seen, and actually from what I drove today and everything, you can get between 30 and 35 miles just on the battery. It's just a small battery, dude. It's not a full electric car.
Oh, I didn't know it was electric. That's what I didn't know it was
Yeah.
electric. Okay, that makes okay.
Yeah, it's an electric car. That's why that's what I mean by the battery. The battery for the gas engine is fine. You know what I mean? It's got an actual regular car battery in it because it has a 2-liter turbo engine. So I can run it on hybrid where it uses the gas and the battery and stuff, or I can just run it on the gas motor, and when I run it on the gas, it charges the batteries and stuff like that, or I can just run it on electric. But when you run it on electric, because it's you know, it's only a partial electric vehicle, you can only run for, so you know, they rate it at 22 miles. But like I said, most everything that I'm reading and people seeing and what I could tell today is you could definitely get more than that in it, you know, like closer to 30, 35. But it's just enough to do the Rubicon Trail and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yep. But yeah, it's so fucking awesome. Like, you don't have to step on the brake really if you have it in the regenerative mode. It just you just let off the gas and it starts generating power back into the batteries and shit and recharging the batteries and everything. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I don't know much about
power too, and the power is so instant. Boom. Just goes so much torque. I can't wait to fucking crawl over shit. This is like nothing that's gonna be able to stop it unless it's, you know, my ground clearance. That's the only thing that I don't like about it. I lost a ½ inch of ground clearance if I had the Trailhawk. Trailhawk gets 10.7 inches. This only has 10.1. But that's okay. Solid front axles with lock. The thing is fucking crazy. Who knows? I might end up near you tomorrow, Jiggy. I'll come take you for a ride. I'm gonna be all over the place probably. Not tomorrow, on Saturday.
Let's go. Go do donuts in the parking lot.
Yeah, I can put it in 2-wheel drive and we could do some donuts. Try driving in raw. It's the main thing is you got to drive in 2-wheel drive unless you're doing off-road or snow and shit like that. And I can put it into one of the 4-wheel drive modes.
So I had fun driving home the other night. It was snowing.
I had fun in the Trailhawk for that one day. I fucking took it out and was driving around it and shit. But fuck Carvana. Fuck Carvana. Fucking just don't ever try. Don't even try. I mean, yeah, fuck it. You might get lucky. You know, we you know, we know somebody who got lucky. He got lucky in his cars. He's all right. If you're buying like a almost brand new car, the good chances is you're gonna get lucky and stuff like that. The older the car is, the chances are it's a shit box. But you know, I mean, It was kind of worth the shot to try and get it and stuff. It would have been nice if it worked out or whatever, but it wouldn't be too much of a pain in the ass to fix all that shit that I shouldn't have never even been in my driveway. That thing, there's no way somebody went and threw a 150-point inspection on that thing, doing all the things that they say they did.
They did. They just did it in one place. The glove box. Jonathan said he heard from Mustache, his insider, that Fraggle Rock was Mendoza's inspiration for the Ashtar in the Hollow Earth. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes perfectly good sense.
Yeah, that's what I heard from Mr. Beast when he was being trained by Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Dude, that's the funniest shit ever. It was his clone. Remember, it's his clone. The Beast is his clone, though.
Yeah, they're all clones. Everybody's clones. We all got clones.
So what? They just replace us when they feel like it?
Yeah, you know.
Mm.
Whenever they feel the need, something's going wrong. Something, I don't know.
What up, Rogue? Rogue, I mean, shit like that, like especially if you're a mechanic and you know how to keep shit like up and running, fuck it. You know, my thing is I can't fix shit. I can put oil in a car, put gas in a car, change a tire or whatever if I had to, but there's not a whole lot of shit in the car. If I could fix a car,
I dropped a new Hemi into my other Jeep that I just traded in for my new Wrangler, but
I mean, I know you can do all that shit. I'm saying me, I can't. You can fix some shit right in your driveway. You know what you're doing. I mean, you've worked on cars your whole life, and you know you're really a car guy.
All the driving I do and shit, it's better off to get a fucking 4-cylinder turbo, fucking half electric, half fucking gas. You know.
Yeah, you do a lot of driving.
Yeah,
I hate driving. I don't give a fuck. Well, you could give me any kind of car, I'd probably drive it minimally. I don't like driving. Hate it. And I used to drive everywhere. I used to drive to the corner store. That's not even a lie either. Just to be seen.
Yeah. Fucking if you drive once I learned how to drive this thing, like, you know, but like people say they get over 40 miles to the gallon when they're in hybrid mode and stuff. It's a full-size Jeep, and it's actually 700 pounds heavier than the same Jeep that's not electric, because it's got the batteries and all the electric. It's got the electric motors and shit. So that weighs 700. That Jeep weighs 700 pounds more than the regular Sahara Unlimited.
We were talking about that shit last night. Is the fact that these, like the Teslas, the original ones, I guess the Model S, whatever, that the batteries are starting to go on those things. Those batteries, just alone, the battery itself is like $15,000. It costs a minimum of like $22,000 to get that thing replaced.
Yeah, well, my battery is good for my battery's covered for 10 years, 100,000 miles. So I'm not worried about that because I'll have a new one by then.
Yeah, that's what people didn't realize they were getting into when they bought those first Teslas.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's great, but
yeah, now the new, and that's the Tesla. I mean, the warranties and everything that this thing. I mean, they got you covered.
Yeah, as long as you're willing to trade that vehicle within 10 years, knowing at some point that shit may be a problem. Who the fuck wants to come out of pocket like $15,000 for a battery? That's insanity.
Well, now that's going to be a lot, but I mean, Teslas have way bigger batteries and shit than this thing has. That's what I mean. That's why I only like the battery is only, you know, good for so long if it's just using battery and stuff before you got to switch it over to gas and stuff.
They're extremely heavy 6-drops. They're toxic. There's everything wrong with them. And the thing is, too, you can't take that to your mechanic. Like, oh, okay, can you change the battery on this and maybe get a deal or some shit? No, your mechanic has no idea how to change those things.
Not yet. Not most mechanics, not yet. But it's getting to that where there's places that you can go and do it besides Tesla. There's some places it's getting more and more popular. Like every car company has a fucking electric fucking car now, or a hybrid car and stuff. So
yeah,
you know, Ford, you can order a Ford crate motor because that's what they are. Electric motors are motors. Engines is a gasoline engine. Most people don't realize that. They're like, hey, what kind of motor you got in that car? It's not electric, dude. It's an engine. But now you can say, yes, I have electric motors and I have an engine. But yeah, Ford has they're the first company to come out with a crate motor like kit where you can just like drop it. Like it comes with the batteries and the motors, everything that you need and stuff, and you can put it into any car you want. I mean, a lot of people put it in Mustangs and shit like that and everything. Yeah. Put it in an old Bronco, whatever. And then everybody else would start doing that. I used to think that too. It's 6 drops, but it's bound to happen anyway. It's gonna happen. There's you really don't have a say in it. You know what I mean? Because eventually everything's gonna be an electric car and stuff. But they're actually, I mean, as much as I love my fucking a V8, like a Hemi or a nice fucking big block Chevy and all that and stuff, and I'm always gonna love them and stuff. The power and the torque that you get from an electric motor, you cannot achieve that with a gasoline engine, with a combustion engine. It is boom, like that. This thing is so fast for a fucking Jeep that big and that weights that much. I mean, the thing's full skid plates, fucking rock rails, and a battery, a fucking 17.5 kilowatt battery in it, plus the electric motors and shit that are attached to it. All that extra weight, and this thing fucking instantly, it's just insane. I've driven a Tesla before too, and that's it's just so the power's just right there. You go instantaneously. All the power and torque is right there. It's not like with a gas engine where you got to wait till you're right in that sweet spot of the RPM band and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And usually your max horsepower is nowhere near where your max torque fucking curve is and shit. With this, you're getting right there at the same time. Oh yeah, man! I can't wait to take this Jeep off road. I've been off-roading in some Jeeps and stuff like that, between the Wranglers and Grand Cherokees and stuff like that. I've grown up in all kinds of Jeeps, but it's going to be so different with the fucking instant fucking torque and stuff like that. I've been watching some videos, and everybody who goes off-roading with it, they're like, yeah, this is fucking like one of the best Jeeps to go off-roading. They're going to have a fully electric one by 2025.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see. It's supposed to have a 250-mile range.
But just so you know, I've never been off-roading.
You've been down dirt roads. You've been off road.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I've been down dirt roads, but I mean, yeah.
You've been to Maine. You've been off road.
Yeah.
You've been off roading,
especially up at Frankie's place. Fuck. How you get lost going home? I'm like, dude, you live here and you get lost going home. That's hilarious. They're gonna have electric everything, Genocide. No, they will have electric everything you can fucking think about. Planes, boats, everything will be electric and shit.
Everything. No, they have electric boats and stuff now. They have electric planes and stuff like that, but they're short range and stuff. But eventually, as the batteries get lighter and more, the technology gets better, they'll put them in planes too.
Yep. You had to install a 50 amp charging station for a Ford Mustang guy.
Yeah, I gotta put a charging thing. A charger, I gotta get the bigger charger. They only give you the fucking small charger. It takes fucking 12 to 14 hours for a fucking to charge the battery fully. If I get the bigger one, it only takes 2 hours.
Damn. Yeah, I would take 2 over 12 any day.
Yeah, but I mean, but like I said, once I learned how to get it driving and stuff, I won't kill the battery as fast as I did today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wanted to go out and see how long I could go on electric and everything like that. Plus, they didn't give it to me fully charged. It had a full tank of gas and stuff, but it was only at like 75% because they were driving it in and out and stuff this morning when they were detailing it and whatever. So they probably started it, warmed it up, and that uses it and stuff. That's the other thing that's so cool about this is when you do your remote start and everything to it, the heat or the air conditioner, doesn't matter, is instantaneously because it's gone through the battery system and stuff, so the engine doesn't have to be running. So right away, you get instant heat because it's electric heat and stuff that comes out right away. You don't have to wait for the motor to warm up and stuff. So it warms up like way faster in your car when you go out there. And the power, the heated seats and stuff all comes on through the battery and everything like that. And it's instant heat because the battery, and like in the wintertime, the battery has a system that has to keep itself warm at night. And like, you know what I mean? Because it's cold and stuff. So it has a system and it actually keeps itself cool in the summertime and everything like that. It's crazy. So that's why it has heat is instantaneously comes out. Like if I go in right now, boom, I'll go out there in like a minute or two and it fucking be warmed up. And then in the summertime, you don't have to have your engine running to have the AC, you know, like all the people like with my Grand Cherokee and stuff, like when we go to the stoplights and stuff and it shuts off, the AC shuts off, but not in the Wrangler. Because when I get to a light and stuff and the gas, say I'm on the gas motor, it will shut off. And it will go to the battery power and stuff like that. Even if you're at 1% and stuff, it still shuts off and goes to the battery power. And so the AC will stay running.
Yeah. Modern vehicles. Oof.
Yeah. And it's weird because you can rarely hear the AC or the heat and stuff working on that because like when you're in all electric mode, because there's no engine and stuff. So you hear like all kinds of other noises that you can't normally hear because your engine is there. Like you'd normally hear all these noises in a car if they don't have an engine. That's like what they tell you and stuff when you're buying it and stuff like that. And people I've talked to have owned them and watching some videos and stuff. They're like, yeah, you hear all these noises are normal noises in every car. You just cannot hear them because the engine's there. But when there's no engine there, it's like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Is something breaking? What the fuck is going on?
What the blood clot?
But,
yes, folks, a nice normal conversation, just hanging out together, talking about cars.
We're changing the future,
making
the world a better place
for pets and people.
Electric. See,
it's not always about crazy shit.
I didn't just come on here and tell you guys I'm going to build I got a warehouse and I'm going to build a whole bunch of shit to fucking save the planet. I went out and I got one already.
But you still open a warehouse and make some free energy cars, though.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what should happen. Free energy cars, folks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, man, I should have gotten one of Billy's battery systems for mine.
Right, it would last forever.
Yeah, it would last forever. Free energy batteries.
Mm-hmm. Hook that shit right up and kill yourself. Oh, they're talking about motorcycles.
Yeah, they're supposed to. Is the electric Harley out yet, or it's coming out? And that's just insane right there. It's gonna be just all that instant power on a motorcycle.
But is that going to take away the noise, though?
Yeah.
So people they'll use pipes to create the noise if they want that noise.
Yeah,
they'll
put speakers in, they'll make the noise and shit like that.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember riding my motorcycle that whole fucking time. This is right before my brain aneurysm fucking burst. And I was thinking it was the fucking vibration of the bike that was giving me headaches. No, it wasn't the bike. It wasn't the bike at all.
Yeah, I can't wait to freaking be driving like and fucking I can have because it's got the convertible. I got the one with the convertible top.
Yeah.
It's the sky top, the one touch sky top they call it, and just hit the button and the whole entire roof goes back. Full width, all full length, all the way back.
Can you take the doors and shit off?
Oh yeah, I can take the doors off. I can take that roof off too and everything too. I can take the whole everything off like a normal Wrangler and everything. But I want to be driving with no just electric in the middle of the woods, and you can be able to hear all the birds and stuff like that, and just cruising down the trail and electric and stuff. That'd be so great, you know.
Shit, Rogue, if you could do that shit, why don't you advertise yourself as someone that can do that? I'm sure there's a lot of people want to get those things installed. A 240 volt, 50 amp hookup. I don't fuck with electricity at all. I don't play with I'll change a light bulb.
Yeah, that will probably charge. Well, I don't know how big their battery is in the Mustang and stuff like that, but a 50 amp charger would charge my battery in about an hour.
Oh wait, that's the new Mustangs too, right? The ones that kind of look
Yeah.
like mid SUVs or whatever.
It's like a fucking crossover. And it's fucking.
Dude, my favorite car in my life. I mean, I've owned Mustangs and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
I don't even like Mustangs, and I'm like, you know, some of them are all right. They look okay and stuff, but fucking Fords suck. Fucking, they suck so bad.
Yes. My mechanic has let me know if I ever buy a Ford, he's going to disavow me, which is all I ever drove, which is hilarious because that's pretty much from the age of 19. Although I did have a Mitsubishi Montero for a minute, but from 19 even up until what 40, all I drove was Fords, Expeditions, Explorers, Mustangs. I've had that. It was Fords. Don't know. Well, I know why, because they had a feature that a lot of other SUVs didn't have is the pedals. You could adjust the pedals to make them go further away. So if you're tall, it's a perfect thing. So when I was looking at SUVs at the time, it was the only SUV that I didn't want a Range Rover, no shit like that. I didn't like shit like that. So I like to keep it simple. That's why I went with the Fords.
Yeah, I don't drive Fords because, you know, my dad works for Ford because he knows a lot of stuff. Job. It just I've driven Fords and I've had one Ford and stuff, but they just out of all the cars they suck.
Yeah, my Mustangs were fun, but I mean I was a teenager.
New Chevys suck too. Newer Chevys and stuff. Chevys sucked for a long fucking time.
What would you go with?
So I go with the Jeeps. Chrysler cars have sucked for a long time, except for the fucking Challenger.
Shit, when I worked for Chrysler, I used to drive all those fucking cars. None of them were impressive. And we could drive the Jeeps too, because they were all one company. And it was a time when they merged with Mercedes.
Even Dodge trucks have kind of fucking aren't as good as what they used to be and shit like that. But Jeep's the only thing that stays true to their fucking name. Like they know that they're like, you're going off-roading with this thing and stuff, right? And I'm like, yeah. My wife's like, don't tell them that. Like, no, we don't mind. It's okay. It's cool. We know.
They want to know, so they make sure you get the right shit.
Yeah, dude. He's like, this is what you want. He's like, we'll set you up with the Jeep Wave thing over here and everything. He's like, that one's free for the first 36,000 miles and all that. Or you can get the extended package if you want and everything and all this stuff. I got the whole scratch package and it's 4-wheel drive off-road package coverage and stuff like that. So like brush scrapes and stuff, like, you know, if I get scratches and stuff that aren't like, you know, from a car accident and all kinds of shit like that. It's all covered. Everything's covered. Like they know they want it. They want to be able to, you know, if I do something on it, they want to fix it. So when I give it back, because I'm only leasing that shit. It's the only way I could do it. So I got all the extra shit and all that, you know, they get all that stuff. Yep. It's ceramic coated, fucking, so scratches are easy to come off it anyway and stuff because I got the fucking Simonized ceramic coat package and shit like that, so I don't have to worry about it getting into the paint and all that shit.
Sounds sticky. Rogue said IROX. What it really stands for. Oh man, that was hilarious. Shit, I used to race the Camaros and the IROX.
The IROX are nice.
Hover cars? No, we're not into hover cars yet. We were talking about old school and new school shit.
What year Monte Carlo is it? If it's an 80 something, if it's in an 80s, then yeah. If he's talking about one of the new Monte Carlos.
But if she's talking about it, well, power wise, like an SS or something, maybe not a base Monte Carlo. A base Monte Carlo is not going to have the power and shit in the engine and everything. It's still the same looking car. It just doesn't have. It's like the Mustangs, like the compared to the GT, compared to the LX.
No, the new Monte Carlos are horrible compared to the old one.
Yeah.
Weren't even rear-wheel drive. Same thing when they made the new Impala SS. Then they just
Rogue.
made the Chevy SS. It was front wheel drive. They didn't even make it rear wheel drive or all wheel drive.
Rogue, those Grand Nationals are nasty fucking
they're
cars.
decent cars and stuff, but they don't. The look and they're nothing compared to what the Monte Carlo was.
No, but I mean,
So,
but I love the Grand Nationals though. Those things.
Oh, the Grand Nationals are great too. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about six drop because she's saying the kid's a good guy. You know, so they're good. They're good. The Chevy Monte Carlos, when they brought it back, they were a decent, car to drive and stuff. But they're nothing compared to the '80s Monte Carlos and stuff, and the Grand Nationals and the Buick Regals and stuff. That body style and those engines, those things were fucking so quick. Especially the Grand National and the Buick Regal Turbo.
Rogue, me and my mom went out car shopping, and we bought this. It was just the Regal, but it had a turbo engine and all this crazy shit in it. So it turns out that the car that we bought was actually one of the prototypes of the Grand National. So they had all the Grand National shit, but it had the luxury of like what the fucking just a regular Regal looked like. I had to get rid of the car. It was too fast. Like I would touch that pedal, that shit would just. Nope, that car gotta go.
My buddy has one methanol injected.
Fuck.
600 horsepower without the methanol injection, and the 800 when he drives it on the methanol.
Yeah, no, fuck that. No, I don't like to go fast anymore. Them days are gone. Not at all. My days are going fast. Yeah, they're gone.
Still like going fast, but it's so much harder to go fast nowadays. So that's why I'm going off road. It's easier to do and stuff. It's like if I really want to go fast, I got to go to a track, you know what I mean? And then how many runs am I going to get in that day and stuff? Like even on the highway where I can get someplace where it's open and I don't have to worry about a fucking cop and shit. It's getting hotter and hotter all the time. That's why I'm like Trackhawk is just, get a Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. That's like, maybe someday, whatever, maybe whatever. But when am I really ever going to fucking drive that? Now a Trailhawk or a Wrangler and shit like that. I live in New England, so the roads suck for one. Yeah. It snows all the fucking time, and then I can take it off road and then shit. That's something that's, I can do that shit way more than I can go to a fucking track or fucking on the highway and fucking do, use the power of a Trackhawk.
And let that top down, take them doors off on them hot summer days and shit, Get that breeze.
Yeah, exactly. I almost got the 2022 Trailhawk, the new Grand Cherokee Trailhawk, and I was going to get the electric one, but the electric one, Trailhawk, I would have to wait over a year for it. That's how long the waiting list for the electric Trailhawk is. I wouldn't get it until 2023. And they couldn't tell me exactly if it'd be the beginning of 2023 or the end of 2023, but it would be in sometime in 2023. So then I was going to get I was going to get the V6 Trailhawk 2022, and I would have had to wait at least 3 to 6 months for that. Because I wanted to have the air suspension. He's like, well, I can order it and you can have it in probably 1 to 3 months, but it's 50-50. It's going to come with the air suspension or not. He says, if we tell him to make sure, he says it could take up to 6 months to get it. So I was like, and I told her, and I'm like, I'm just going to wait and I'm going to order and do this and whatever, because I could to get a 2021 Trailhawk. It was going to take at least 3 months or more too, because there's none around and stuff, and they had to find a dealership and somewhere that has someone that either going to it or they can get it from and stuff like that. So it was going to be work. And I told her that, and she's like, no, just pick something they have there right now. And I'm like, okay. But we kind of fucked ourselves because she was like, just go and buy it, do it today and stuff, because the Trailhawk from Carvana, it's showing up, when they run our credit and shit. So it shows we got a $70,000 Overland, and then we got the Trailhawk for $25,000, and then we're trying to buy a $65,000 fucking Jeep Wrangler. So that kind of fucked us and shit. We got close to where we wanted our payments and stuff, but it's a little bit higher than we wanted it to be and shit because of that. But the fucking dealership fought so hard to get it down there and shit, because at first it was going to be like $800 a month for the fucking thing. And we're like, no way. Like, I know, we can't believe they won't do it either and stuff. And we couldn't figure out why. We were sitting there and we couldn't figure it out because she had called a few days ago and be like, yeah, cancel this shit and everything. And the Trailhawk was pretty much, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we thought that was, but until they pick it up and stuff, and it takes a little bit before it goes off. So we were like, why is it taking so, like, because both of our credits good and shit like that. Hers is way better than mine, but, I'm like, just, and we didn't figure it out until after we did everything, because we should have, if we figured it out at that point, we'd be like, nope, stop. We'll be back in a few days. But in a few days, the credit's going to go way up because it's going to say we just paid off a Grand Cherokee Trailhawk.
And Deb, you're right. Power steering was an amazing upgrade. My first car was a 1970 Chrysler LeBaron. Was it an Imperial? Whatever the fuck it was. It was LeBaron something. But that shit didn't have no power steering, and that was a big ass boat. And I didn't even have my driver's license when I bought that car. I bought it for $75.
Yeah, I used to drive this lady's fucking Honda. This lady Fonda had a Honda.
Fonda had a Honda?
Fonda had a Honda, like an old ass Honda Civic with no power anything, no power steering, no power window, no power nothing. You just have to crank that shit. Like,
These kids have no idea why their parents and grandparents and their older family fucking have great arms and shit. Shit, that was a workout. Motherfuckers don't know. Shit, driving that car was a workout.
Before rack and pinion steering, driving down the street, cars were like driving a boat and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Then when you wanted to turn it, you had to go get it to actually turn.
Like even fast cars now and shit, they're luxurious and shit. Like back in the day, they didn't have all the shit they have now.
Yeah, heated seats and heated steering wheels really are awesome.
They have heated seats? Wait a minute. The 66 Buick. Oof. Yeah, and you said you had a 65 Impala, right? Nice cars.
I don't even know if I can remember all the cars that I've had.
I can remember all the cars I've had.
I can't. It would just take me a minute to remember all of them. It's just been a lot. I'm counting cars that I might have only had for like a fucking week or a month or a few years. Used to have cars come and go. And buy a car. I'm like, nah, here, you want to? I'll trade you for this guy.
And now we're doing all that.
Buy a car, drive it around for a little bit, and sell it again. Buy another one.
Damn, John, you still got to roll up and down the windows. They couldn't even get a motherfucking electric. Fucking, come on, man. Tell them to hook your brother up. Yeah, they got it made. These cars do everything, like he said. Like, especially once now these kids are getting electric cars and shit. They don't know what it's like to fucking try to race somebody and wait for them RPMs to get up and shit and everything. They just hit it and going. Oh, your dad worked on old cars. That makes sense. I don't know. My car, if I could have any car, a 65, what do you call it? The Lincoln, with the suicide doors. The Lincoln Continental with the suicide doors. I love that fucking car.
That's a pretty cool looking car.
I could drive that and enjoy myself driving it. Modern cars, I don't know. Like if I could go out and buy anything, it'd be like the Tesla, but not that fucking crazy looking truck. The more mid SUV looking thing that has like the bio weapons package and all that shit.
SUV, yeah. The fucking Tesla truck is horrible.
It looks stupid. It looks like some kid drew that shit.
Fucking dumb. So fucking stupid.
Yeah, I would not buy that thing. I don't. Nope. Yeah, it looks retardedly stupid. Like it just doesn't even make sense. But then I've seen some fucking other companies that have like these crazy fucking survival trucks and shit that I'd buy one of those if I could. But daily driving that shit would just be stupid. I don't know what I'd want.
Cars park themselves now.
They do everything. Yeah. They drive themselves. Shit. They do everything.
She could have gotten the parking assist thing on there where it parallel parks for you. Just hit the thing, but she didn't went in going all that crazy and shit on it on the overland and stuff. I could have actually gotten it when I was building up the new Trailhawk. If I ordered the 2022 Trailhawk, I could have gotten the parking assist and all that shit and stuff. But I wouldn't have gotten that. All that. I didn't need any of that. I was just like, nope, just give me the off-road options and stuff. I just need all that right there.
Motherfucker, I am the park assistant.
Yep. I was like, I don't need no. I was like, I don't want none of that forward collision warning shit and stuff up there. That's it. I said, it's all just gonna get beat up, man. He's like, I hear you. I hear you. Those guys are awesome over there at the Jeep place.
Don't need all that crazy shit.
The final, like, because you know how you go to talk to the sales guy and then you go to the big guy to sign all the papers and stuff, dude. He was awesome too, because I was like, I'm definitely gonna get this before the snow comes. He's like, I hope you get it by this time the snow comes. He's like, this is gonna be a good storm. He lives going up in New Hampshire and stuff, and he's gonna get more than he's like, he gets way more than we do because he's up on the side of a mountain and shit.
Shit, what does he drive?
A Wrangler. He doesn't have the E. He has a regular Wrangler. And his wife has a Grand Cherokee. So. Willie's going to probably go there and get a 4xe too.
Is he?
Dude, when I said that I'm getting that, dude, like he called me while I'm sitting there, like wait, like right away, like as soon as he saw that I posted up and shit, and like said I was, that's what's coming.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, he's like, do they have more there? He's like, I'll trade. He's gonna trade the fucking Hellcat.
Is he?
Watch, he's gonna be popping the chat now. I'm like, dude, you're gonna trade the Hellcat for that? He's like, yeah. He wanted, when he got his Jeep, he wanted the E, but it was a long wait when he was ordering that Jeep and shit, so he just got that Jeep instead. Yeah. But he's like, if they have the 4xe there and stuff, and they'll do the trade for the Hellcat or whatever. He's like, I'll go get one. I'm like, dude, you already have a Rubicon. I would keep the Hellcat and your Rubicon, or at least trade the Rubicon for a 4xe.
Wait, but didn't he upgrade? I thought it was a Demon he has now.
Oh, did he have the Demon now?
I thought he upgraded to the Demon.
Did he? I don't even know, because he when I just talked to him, he said for the Hellcat.
So maybe he upgraded the Hellcat to something else. I thought he told me it up last time we were. I could be wrong. Or he was going to, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm pretty sure car. He has that. I'm pretty sure his is Willie, if you listen, is it the Hellcat Redline?
Fuck that car. Hey Jake, want me to open it up? No. All right, well hold on. Like, dude, stop. I don't like to go fast anymore. I don't. Not even when I'm behind the wheel. No. Shit, the only time I'd probably go fast is when I'm driving him.
What, with me or Willie?
With Willie. When I'm driving him, that's the only time I kind of even attempt to really go fast. When I'm driving myself anywhere, I don't go fast. I'm not in a hurry to get anywhere. But I mean, like those highways in Cali were conducive to fucking speed. They really were. And the way those people drive out there too, they look like they're always in a hurry to get everywhere. So they kind of fit in.
Still looking like 12 to 18 inches.
He wasn't driving like a dick road. It's not even he was like people drive. I feel you, I guess, because of my training and how I've learned how to drive and the offensive, defense, everything, and going fast and stuff, that I feel I'd rather be behind the wheel. Not saying like I know Smoke King can drive. Like I absolutely know he can drive. I've seen him up. So there's certain people, him, our friend Stick and stuff, who I know are very competent fucking drivers. They don't bother me. Willie doesn't bother me, the driver. I just didn't like the way that this big fucking demon car, as soon as you hit the fucking thing, this motherfucker is doing this. That's just telling you how much power this car has. And that thing just took off. I just don't like it. I don't like the way it feels anymore. Dude, my sister will if she never comes on, but she'll tell you I made her cry in my Mustang. And this was going probably about 4 blocks away. She's like, I will never get in this car with you again, ever. Never. And I was 19 at the time. So you could give me a Ferrari, anything. It'd be the saddest Ferrari you ever see. I would just turn around and sell it and probably go buy something a lot cheaper and keep the rest of the money because it'd be no use of giving me something like that. All I would be doing, I'd be driving so slow, like driving like a normal person, that people were like, this dude is just trying to show out. I remember when I went to a club one night and Stephon Marbury pulled up in like a Maybach and shit. And, you know, this dude had to everybody had to know it was Stephon Marbury in the Maybach. I'd be the complete opposite. Like that's why I wouldn't want a high profile car like that anyways. But I'm just not in a hurry to get anywhere. Give me something with speed, like other than like a Trailhawk or something like that. I could see like if I had one for whatever reason, you know, just because that option's there, but I wouldn't have it set to where I'd be worried about fucking going all crazy in it.
Yeah, I just when I'm on the highway, I usually do about 80. Just get on the highway, I do 80. And then unless some motherfucker starts riding my ass and then he goes to try to pass me and he looks at me and he's like laughing and I'm like, dude, what do you think you're gonna do in your fucking Silverado? And I just fucking hit the gas and I blow his doors off. I'm like, your 8 cylinders no match for my all-wheel drive fucking Overland 6-cylinder.
Yeah, but I just remember back in the day, like everything was over 100 miles an hour. Especially if I got on the highway, I was out.
Oh yeah, I used to.
Remember I'm not gonna tell that story. Never mind.
Also, a lot less cars and shit. It was easier to get up on the highway and do 100 miles an hour and shit back then and stuff. Places.
And it's not like now where, you know, a lot of these cars people are buying are just fast. Like the Teslas are just naturally fast. You didn't have a whole lot of fast cars everywhere either. I ran with a Mustang posse and shit. There's literally like 12 of us all had Mustangs that all would just hang together, go everywhere together and shit.
We didn't have all the same car, but we all had cars and all we fucking went everywhere. It was fucking parade of cars from fucking usually fast food parking lot to fast food parking lot. Or somebody's house. Rolling up like 10 different cars deep. Fucking all different fucking exhaust system fucking rumbling and shit.
I don't get it either. Like, I couldn't wait to get my license. Like, motherfuckers nowadays, I know people just like, whatever. I'm like, dude, I couldn't wait to have my driver's license. Not at all. That was freedom. That meant freedom. Especially because at that point, I already had a car.
I started driving when I was like 14.
Oh, well. When we were driving stolen cars and everything, I wasn't. That's a whole different thing.
That's not even the stolen cars. My mom used to let me take the car when I was like 14.
Yeah, no, my mother would have killed me.
She says it. She's like, if you get pulled over, you get caught. And she's like, yeah, you stole it.
Yeah, no, my mother wasn't playing that game. My friend used to take his father's car. I wasn't never taking my mom's car.
Tired of me asking for rides to go places and do things and shit. She just fucking gave me the keys one time. She's like, here you go. I was like 14, almost 15. She's like, don't get caught. She told me to go like pick up I think my cousin or something who had a license and stuff, but I eventually picked them up. Fucking dried out papers. God damn it.
Fleeing the Delaware Road. That's funny. Shit, there was a certain roads that you knew you could go to race and shit like that at certain places.
Yep.
You know exactly where to go. Those shits were fun. Like, I remember doing all that crazy shit, watching other motherfuckers crashing their cars and shit. Woo. Even me, I crashed my fucking Mustang like a fucking clown. Still don't know how I walked away from that shit. Yet another time. Absolutely, Jilly. Driving meant freedom. You could go and do whatever you wanted to do. Especially because I grew up in the city. So, like, once I started driving, it was so crazy. We were going to the
city.
Dude, we went to the Watertown. I'll never forget this shit. So, we're like, we want to go to the mall. But we had only ever taken the bus to the mall. We didn't know how to get to the mall. So, basically, I'm driving. There's all my homies in the car. And we're following the bus. Eventually, as we get into Watertown, we get pulled over by the police. And there's all these fucking cop cars, and they're like, okay, what are you all doing? I'm like, we're going to the mall. They're like, why are you following the bus? I was like, because we've never been to the mall without the bus. I just got my license. You know what I'm saying? That was the only way I know how to get to the mall. He's like, well, you freaked the bus driver. I was like, what were we gonna do to a bus? Like, we gonna rob a bus? Like, really? Like, okay, I guess. It's like, now we're just going to the mall. The cops are like, all right, go to the mall. Thank you.
Would you go down the street to the bus stop and just wait for the bus to the mall and follow?
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. You know, so I knew most of the route, but there was a certain route to get into Watertown I just didn't remember from the bus. So that was just the only way I knew how to do it. Once I did it once, my memory would be fine. But I just followed the bus from the bus stop, and the dude just got scared. I got like, what the fuck do you think? First of all, that's back in the day too, when they had the fucking change things. What are you going to steal? What are you going to do to the bus? Hijack the bus?
Nowadays, you know what I mean? What are you going to do?
Like, the fuck? Yeah, okay. You saw a bunch of black kids falling.
That's exactly what it was.
That's what it came down to, especially back. I mean, you're talking about the 80s and shit. So absolutely, that's exactly what it was.
I mean, they'd still do that shit now.
Surprised they didn't call SWAT on me. Shit, Rogue, the bicycle, your skateboard, whatever. I mean, all that was freedom. But driving it was a different kind of freedom. You know, you just knew you could just go anywhere, do anything at any time.
I've been riding my bicycle everywhere, and I was skateboarding, and we used to walk fucking 4 or 5 miles to get to your fucking friend's house and shit. You know, so you got a car. Here you go. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Just because it opens up the things that you're going to want to do. Especially back then, too, because taking the T everywhere, you know, there are certain places you didn't want to take the T. So, and you'd have to go through places you don't want to go through taking the T. Where you drove, you got to learn how to get around shit, side streets, everything to avoid shit and stuff. So that was the benefit of it.
Now once you have a vehicle, now the area of where you can find women, or you know, if you're female can go and find males or whatever, you know, that area expands.
Yeah.
Now I can go see women over here. I can go to another state to get some women.
Yeah,
I was all over the place getting some women.
You ain't never lied. Shit, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, it all became an option. Have a good one, Freebird. Enjoy your day, brother.
Do I want to drive down to Florida real quick? Is she worth it? I don't know about all that. I drive everywhere. I love driving.
Shit, well, back then, my father still worked for Eastern, so I would have flown to Florida. Fuck all that. I'm trying to think the first time I even drove out of state, how old I was. I mean, to go long distance. Like, I mean, I would go to Rhode Island for concerts in Connecticut and shit like that. But,
yeah, Jonaside, though, back in the day, though, gas money was like $3 to $8, though. That's all you needed to have. You could drive all night on $3 back in the day.
Shit, you could have $2 in your pocket and shit, and you were going to still get decent gas.
Nowadays, you're like, y'all got gas money? Like, everybody got to throw 20 on it.
Where are we
back
going?
In the day,
up the street?
Like, our first friend didn't get a car. That was the dude Guido, right? Yeah. He'd always come and be like, yeah, I guess I'll come pick you up. You guys got gas money? And we're like, yeah, sure. We'd all come out with like 50 cents or $1 and shit.
Hey.
He'd go get like $5, $6 in gas, dude, but we could cruise all night long.
Yes, sir.
He had a station wagon, dude, a fucking AMC Eagle station wagon. So
damn. Motherfucker sitting on the gas tank in the back and shit. They didn't give a fuck about us back in the day.
But, yeah, $5 would get you all. That would last a couple of days. Like, yo, you still got a half a tank, Guido. You better come back and pick us up tomorrow night too.
That's our gas, motherfucker. Shit. You ain't never lied. First of all, be the first one to have a driver's license, so you already know. It's like everybody's kicking in. I ain't paying for the movie either, motherfuckers. Motherfuckers didn't care.
We didn't pay for the movie back in the day.
I've never stuck in a movie. I've never snuck on like a fucking the transit system, none of that type of shit.
Yeah, sneaking in the movies was so easy. You just wait by the fucking exit doors and
I used to work at a movie cinema.
Right in.
All my friends in the neighborhood, especially growing up in the city of Boston, all worked at the movie cinemas. So we would go, never really had to pay for much shit anyways. And the movie cinema was down the street from my house, the old Cinema 57. literally down the street. Well, actually, and then there was two more: the Cherie and the fucking whatever the fuck that was. The Paris. What was the one on fucking Boylston Street? I think it was. Remind me at the Paris, but whatever. But there were movie cinemas within walking distance. Like I could watch
they
a
were
movie
all over the place. It's like 1-2 screen little theaters and shit everywhere.
Yeah. Boston used to have a ton of little movie cinemas. Not anymore though. They got 2 cinemas in Boston, I believe. The one downtown and one in South Bay.
So they go on at Fenway.
Oh, that's why I forget about Fenway. I always think about that one.
Fenway, then right there on the Common.
Yeah, Boylston Street.
Yeah, in Boylston. Then
they built one in South Bay. But I think that's
South Bay's got that.
Yeah. But them shits used to be everywhere. I know, Rogue. Yeah, the good old days. Everything's nostalgia and shit. Thinking about the shit you did, the cars you drove, where you went.
Oh, we're man, 24 hours away. The flakes will be flying. 24 hours is counting. By this time tomorrow night, everybody in New England. Well,
I thought they said it wasn't going to start snowing
until. At least
until
if you're close to where we are, you'll be seeing. If you're further up in New England, it will take a little bit longer before you start to see the flakes flying. If you're a little south of us, you might see it before we start to see it here. So, but it should definitely be snowing by 10 o'clock tomorrow night. That's how much I like driving. I'm just going to go out and I'm just going to I'm going to drive until my electric's gone, and then I'm going to drive until I need to get gas.
Peace, Rogue. Good luck with your snow, brother.
Peace, man. Be safe.
Yeah, Joe, the old Sears. It was a Sears, wasn't it? Yeah, it used to be a Sears. I remember that fucking building when I was a kid. All that shit's changed. I don't even recognize Fenway. I don't even recognize most of the shit in the city of Boston anymore when I drive through there. Well, shit, where you live, Deb, you get a lot of snow too, so I'm pretty sure you need to.
I don't drive in it as much either. Like I had to go to fucking South Boston today, and I was like, "What the fuck? Holy shit! They put these buildings up already? God damn!"
Yeah, they just throw shit up.
Like 6 months since I was over there.
Yeah,
like holy, so much shit. It just changes so fast. They're building so much new shit everywhere.
Every little piece of land they can get, they're taking. They're absolutely taking every little bit of land they can get.
Remember 10 years ago what South, like over the seaport and all that looked like?
Yeah. Dude, I was talking about, dude, I remember the club over there, the Harbor Club. It smelled like fish.
There's no parking lots left unless you park in the parking garages they built and shit, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Everything.
Yes.
They're even building over the fucking on-ramps and shit to the pike and everything right there.
They don't give a fuck.
Right up next to it, like everything over there. Like I had to go over there to get back on 93 to come. I'm like, holy shit, I was just down there again, like within the last 6 months, and I'm like, there's 5 new buildings right here, and I'm like, where the fuck is it? Oh, I'm like, what the fuck are these buildings doing all over the highway and shit?
It is what it is. Big pyramid scheme.
Yeah, all that's just gonna be underwater.
Yeah. They already know. Look at what happens every time, like the snow this time. Like, we'll see what happens over there. That area floods out quickly. All that shit, all that brand new property over there is all fucking, all their underground parking garages flood, everything
floods. It floods enough to get into that tunnel that leads into the other tunnels. You know how much of the city is going to flood?
Yep. You keep fucking around, they're going to find out. They forget, first of all, with the city of Boston, half of it's built on anyways is fucking landfill. Fucking idiots. But whatever.
Landfill and backfill.
What do you say?
Landfill and backfill. They just literally took Beacon Hill and they pushed it down to make Back Bay.
Yep.
That used to be way bigger than what it was and shit. They just pushed it all back and made the hill smaller and shit.
Yeah. How things have changed. It keeps changing. But yet the aliens still haven't showed up, folks.
Fenway,
sign
all
of it?
that used to be a giant. There used to be a big lake and stuff, and they threw all the garbage and everything in there, and it stunk so bad. So they just took dirt from all around the city and stuff, and they filled it in and built houses on top of it.
And they wonder why there's so many damn rats.
It's not the only cities that they've done this shit to. There's lots of cities. That's how they used to build cities and just do shit. Like, you know, they needed more land for the city as it expanded and stuff, and to solve problems like the fucking stink of fucking trash and nastiness.
Just fill it in.
There used to be a old fucking hog slaughter and fucking factory that just dump everything right into it. Oh yeah. All the history of fucking Boston. It's crazy. It's not pretty.
Aliens? Nothing? Nothing new? No?
55, 65 degrees. That's beach weather, man.
That's a balmy day. Shit.
That's a nice day. Eskimo go put the top down, take the doors off.
And do a little fishing, do some suntanning and shit. Drink some lemonade.
The current on all right, the current temperature outside is 21 degrees. The feels like temperature is 14.
Nice.
And it's dropping. It should feel like later on tonight it's gonna go down. It should go down around. It will feel like it's 0 or a little lower, probably.
Oh, that's so sweet. That sounds so nice. I can dig it. Roll a blunt. Oh.
Yeah, I'm almost done this blunt here. Maybe I'll roll one more.
See, folks, we don't always just come here and rant and rave.
But now with my Jeep and Willie's Jeep, Bigfoot don't stand a chance. We are going to find him, and we are going to smoke a blunt with him for you guys.
Yep.
We are going to hit the trails hard. We can go anywhere now. Anywhere. I need to just change my tires, and we are off.
And we got Buddy Greenberg, too.
Yeah, Buddy Greenberg, too. Got plenty of room. Throw the gear in the backs of the Jeeps, and we are off.
We're going to go find Big Feet Sisters.
And Mothman, because Mothman's real. Blue Avians, no, they're not real. But Mothman, he's definitely real. Yeah, yeah. And those aliens that, Angelinos, they're real.
Hey, you know what's weird? She unblocked me. Don't know why. What do you say?
You try to get her on the show?
No, thank you. I would be speechless. I really wouldn't even know what to say at this point. It's like, yeah, okay, the jig is up, lady. You could push that goalpost as much as you want to, but you came out with a definitive thing that was going on, and December's long gone. It's like, what's the deal? Well, we're gonna have to be empowered. No, I don't want to hear about all the fucking.
There's not enough people loving anybody.
Chicks
if you don't love each other.
Yeah, heard that before.
There's billions of people on this planet that love people.
Exactly, and sometimes they don't come.
And they still.
It's like you have something to prove. Just take your ass there. What's the big production at this point? Yeah, obviously, making a big production of it messed it up. It made it worse because all these people got involved, and then people found Wayne, and people found this, that, and the third. Okay, so here's the thing. Move in silence. Even you've already met all these people. You've got a whole bunch of people behind you. I'm pretty sure there's some resources out there where you could move in silence. You don't have to tell the world what you do. You don't have to tell the internet. You don't have to tell YouTube. You don't have to tell anybody. Just go do it, and then present the evidence. Oh my gosh. Imagine that. That's all you have to do. At this point, everything else is moot. Everything else you say, you can talk about the future or when it can happen and what it's going to take to happen, blah, blah, blah. Now it's just the same old script. Same script.
Always, we need to come together and we need to love each other.
The aliens are
What do
communicating
these
with
people
me.
think? Like everybody hates everybody?
Well, yes,
Nobody
that's what.
likes anybody.
Yeah.
Like nothing. There's no love in this world. No. Like, you know, the amount of hatred compared to the people that are like, yeah, let's just love each other and let's, you know, like get on with our lives and live normal lives. I love my wife. I love my kids. You know what I mean? Like the number is way higher than people that are like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Not according to them.
That's what's wrong with these fucking conspiracy fuckheads. That's why I'm glad I've been so busy dealing with Trailhawks and buying new Jeeps and stuff. I ain't paying attention to shit.
I'm still paying attention. I'm still paying attention. It's still a bunch of bullshit.
It's nothing to fucking pay attention to. It's all bullshit.
You high, John? Oh, you thought she was saying December 22nd, 2022, 23. Probably. Yeah. She can say whenever she wants to at this point, right?
Yeah.
Anybody who believes her, that's on them. Anybody who believes any of them. Corey Good with his fucking robot voice giving these updates and stuff. Don't listen to the fake SSP. Don't listen to these disinformation agents. But me and the intel I'm getting about Negro, alien Zulus, and blah, 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 and how they liberated Antarctica and other what the fuck are you talking about?
Right there. It's like the first thing out of their mouth is like, don't listen to these fakes. It's a fucking major red flag. Just shut that shit off right now.
Everybody else is fake. Everybody else is a disinformation agent. Oh, we talked about this last night. So Third Phase of Moon had John D'Souza on. And first of all, he's a former FBI agent, or maybe they know something that we don't know because they list him as an FBI agent who's giving updates on some of the stuff that's going to happen in 2022. And he proceeds, as he always does, to talk about the alphabet, agencies and shit, which he worked for one or may currently still work for, and how they plant disinformation agents and agent provocateurs and blah, 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 and all these people. He loves always talk about how TTSA tried to recruit him. It is literally the same shit that he says in every interview.
And he's been saying for how many years now? When did we have him on? Fucking like 5 years ago?
Yeah, probably at this point.
The same exact shit. Is any of the shit that he talked about, or anything that's in his books or anything? No, none of it's real.
Nothing he predicts that 2022 is going to happen.
Nothing.
He's no insider. He's an outsider. I don't know what the fuck he is, but he doesn't know. It's just the same old bullshit. He has no information. He's the man, but the man with no information. It's everybody else's shit, and then he just plays off of that. It's like, sheesh. Same old people. But Third Phase of Moon, they're about the truth.
Yeah.
They're all about the truth. Still trying to push that stupid S4 bullshit.
Exposing the lies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only lies is coming from them. Period. Making up shit. And they got a lot of followers. That's the beef and stuff. I love how Third Phase of Moon got beef. Like it's like the Sharks and the Jets and shit. West Side Story. Yeah. It's like they're all fighting over stupid shit, period. It's like no matter what it comes down to, all this shit is fake. And all these motherfuckers want to prove that it's not. They're all cliquey. They all want to be little gangs and fucking Marvel team ups and shit. Think they're going to make the Avengers and shit. And it's not happening. Then they get mad at each other and they call each other out about this, that, and the third. Yeah, no. Y'all have way too many egos. There's way too many fucking egos. Everybody thinks they're reinventing the wheel here. They really do. They think that they're doing something special. We're not doing anything special, just so you know. It ain't like I'm sitting here saying we're doing anything. This is nothing special. It doesn't need to be. Doesn't need to be. Look at shit. Didn't even talk about any bullshit until now. Really? Fuck that bullshit. Just fucking. There's nothing to talk about with. There's no truth in it. We've already said all the facts about it. So at the moment, fuck it. Let's just talk about Jeeps and fucking Boston and whatever the fuck else. The Lex Cooper Beam is in the Benz. Keep your head up. Yo, that shit was the fucking shit, man. Lost Boys, yo. Yes. Although old boy's a little out there. Mr. Cheeks. I've done security for him. He's a weirdo. I don't know what he was on. Yeah, I'm just saying. You often wonder if the spats are not. Deb, I don't think they are. I think what comes down to is there's egos, and all these people, everybody has a channel. They're all vying for audiences. They're all vying for a lot of the same stuff. They're vying for the same headlines. They're vying for the same stuff. That's all what makes the wheel kind of turn in this fucking shit. And the problem is, again, that I don't think it's genuine. Like, the people aren't like really hooking up, because my research, I want to take my research and put it with your research, and we can actually put this stuff together, and maybe there's a database or something going on that's going to lead to something. It's like, okay, well, I've got some research and here's your research, but no, you stole my research, but no, you stole mine. And it's just, it's a bunch of stupid shit. And in the end, it just doesn't ever work out. That's all the same. It's the Corey Good effect. It's the David Wilcock effect. You see it years later. All these folks who were so loyal to them, they were doing all the hard work. They were doing everything behind the scenes. Well, Corey was just sitting on stage, fumbling through fucking lines in his head at conferences and shit everywhere. And then those people turn on each other. It's what always happens. Egos don't allow people, because everybody wants to be that number one person. They want the super chats. They want to be known in the community. They like to speak at some of this stuff, whatever, because that's the end game. They can say it's not. The end game is not truth for most people who are in this, because they're not looking for the truth. The bullshit sells. The truth does not sell. There's nobody talking truth about this who's making money or benefiting very well from it. There's very few people who are. Maybe someone like Simon Dan? Someone, people like that, but who are debunking certain things, but he doesn't.
No, there's a lot of good channels that debunking stuff that can make some money and stuff on this stuff.
Mm. But most truth doesn't sell, especially when you're starting at the bottom. And if your aspirations are to be YouTube famous,
the problem where it is there's more people doing the bullshit than there is more people, that are trying to stop the bullshit.
Yeah,
that's what the problem is.
Yeah, I get it.
The bullshit spreads. It's misinformation spreads way faster, and people get like hooked and like start telling, and it just spreads just because everybody starts making a channel and shit when it's like 500 to 1. For every 500 channels like that, there's channels like ours or like Simon Dana, Conspiracy Cats and all these other channels, and there's way more of them than there are of us. And that's what the problem comes. This shit fucking spreads faster than a new variant of fucking the vid. Yeah, there's another variant out there. Fucking.
I guess. They're trying to thin out the population. Now that everybody's chipped, they can start their grandmaster plan. They knew what they were doing. Like the debates, the public spats, and they all love each other by the end. Just seems
that's the thing. They can't exactly. They can't even call them a fucking debate because there's nothing to debate.
But talk about those daylily eternal
debate involves two people with opposing ideas trying to present some facts. These guys they're debating over stuff that's been debunked, and there's nothing to debate about it. It's like that's why I won't debate a flat earther. I'm not going to debate people on established fact and stuff. That's why that's why most scientists won't go and debate people that are like, oh yeah, fucking 5G causes this or that and everything like that, because they're like, why am I? No, there's no point. There's no debate there. Scientist shows up with fucking mountains of evidence, and you're like, yeah, man, my cousin who works at the cable company told me. What's the debate? Why are we here? What are we debating, dude?
Woo! It's all fake, Deb, because it's fake love. It's fake friendships. It's fake alliances. The internet's all full of love. Everybody loves each other. Everybody's friends, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Then they get butthurt. That's the fakeness of it. That's where it begins. It doesn't matter if you're talking about the paranormal or anything else. All of a sudden, people become like best friends and shit. You think they knew each other for years. And next thing you know, they hate each other. And they talk about all the shit that they talked about in private and blah, 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 and everything else. It's fake. Real shit, real friends. I mean, I would say a real friend would even have to DM you. A real friend would call you. A real friend is going to have a line to you and deal with you offline. The way the shit gets dealt with online, it's purposeful. It creates more controversy and shit. This is where people go to beef now. This is where they go to Rumble. So you take it to the internet. You take it to YouTube. You take it to Twitch. You take it to whatever live streaming you're going to do. And you get your beef going. When you're spending 90% of your time, or more than 90% of your time defending yourself, I'm just saying. Because people can act like we're the only... It's funny how we're like the only two critics. Okay. No, not at all. We're two critics who get, 100 and something views per fucking thing, whatever. That's it. But we're just two out of... It ain't just us. And again... All the comebacks are usually about what we do here, what we don't do here, the kind of crowd we have, the personal attacks and stuff like that.
Never about the facts.
But it's never about facts. Never.
I don't know why.
Well, because what facts did they present?
Oh, I know why. That was sarcastic. Yep. It's just the facts here, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's all fake. Everything is fake.
Flip it however you want. It is what it is. And the bottom line, again, it's supposed to be about truth. It's supposed to be about facts. It's supposed to be about finding answers. And it has become just a circus. The personal attacks, the just taking shit way too far with some people, whatever. Listen, like even Linda Moulton Howe, I get it. I understand a woman's like 80. She chose to throw her hat in this ring and stuff like that. But at the same time, like, you know, I watched her and I don't know if it was genuine, but that woman just looks like sometimes like a deer stuck in headlights. She's told so many fucking stories in 40 years. So been so many different conferences, so many people in her ear, so much shit that she probably can't even remember half the shit. She's not going to remember every little thing, especially when you catch her on the spot, because she's one of those type of people. She's usually got a frame of what she's going to talk about. They usually talk about things in the beginning, like what kind of questions you're going to ask, because people like her like to be prepared and shit like that. So, whatever. She's still, you know, an 80-year-old woman. Like, you know, how much do you really, we want to rough her up that bad? Yeah, we know that she's lied or made up shit or been lied to, whatever, you know, and spread that shit and spread it as factual evidence and stuff. And none of it is evidence. But at the same time, like, how bad do you want to beat this woman up? Are you really that mad at her? You want to, like, if you saw her in person, would you yell at her face? You know, would you be disrespectful and stuff like that? Like, I don't get it. Sometimes I think shit just gets taken too far. No one is going to like their personal life being attacked, their relationships and everything. It has nothing to do with their presence in this community, if you want to call it, the individual. You know, when they put their wives or spouse or anything out there, that's a whole different thing. But, you know, in a lot of cases, just leave all this shit alone. You know, just, you don't have to fucking just beat people down. After all these years, you know, Scamby and anybody else, us, anybody, they're not the first to question these people. or we're not. Like, if people have asked them questions, a lot of it just wasn't even seen on the internet because it was probably before the internet even existed. She's been around for a long fucking time. I just want to know, how bad do you want to destroy people? Like, you say you don't want to be destroyed. You don't like personal attacks. You don't like people fucking with your income and all that type of stuff, but you're doing the exact same thing to other people. So how does that work? You were your asshole bad, probably. Hey, I can be an asshole. I can be whatever people want to call you. People are always going to call you something, whatever. I'll be whatever you want to be. But again, until you hit me with something that makes sense, then I don't give a fuck. People wanting apologies and all that type of shit. Good fucking luck with that. I ain't got shit to apologize for. Neat. I'll be the bad guy. I got no problem being the bad guy, okay?
I got no problem telling the truth.
Yep. That's all I want. I'm not here for science fiction. If I want science fiction, I can go watch Disney Plus.
Tell the truth and shit. They're like, Mothman's real. Mothman's real. This guy, he says it's real.
Mm.
But I don't believe this guy over here. He doesn't talk to blue chickens. He might fuck chickens, but he doesn't talk to blue chickens. Mothman's real. Yep. Pissing in some jars and putting electricity. That's called alchemy. I believe that shit.
Mm. I can make electricity if I piss in a jar?
No. You piss in the jar and then you add electricity.
It'll turn to gold?
Then you drink it or something. I don't. That's. I don't fucking know. But that's it. My last blunt has been smoked. I am out of here.
That's it, folks. It's been real.
That's it. Until next time.
See you on the other side.
Everybody be safe out there. If you're getting snow this weekend, make sure you got your vehicles in 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Or, you know, if you're close enough and you need some help, then just call and I'll come and I'll tow you out the snowbank you crashed into. I'll be out there driving around, you know.
Enjoying himself. He'll be on the news and shit.
So that's it, everybody. We're out of here.
That's it. Peace out.